before.
She's down there going to yoga.
No, I sit down here.
Oh, yoga.
She's going to yoga.
Ozzy Osbourne passed away.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, it's amazing how all over the internet it is. I mean, there's people sharing it that I never thought would ever share it. We'll probably go live about 10 after. Give her time to get wound up. Man, we look like twins if you shave your head. I think it's the t-shirts. If you look at the...
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could just be that skinny. Is what Rick is.
Trying to keep the Dennis Herb look going.
Yeah, the Dennis Herb look. Troy says that too, don't you, Troy?
What's that?
You've said that before. Dennis Herb. You said he looks like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Every time I see him, I say, man, he looks like Rick.
Yeah, he just said it. That he's got to keep the Dennis Herb look. And I didn't think he really knew about
Every
it.
time we sit there at the house watching races, I tell Mike that.
Outlaw show up at Pat Howard last year. I went to it. And I was standing up waiting for Buddy to get there, standing up like Outlaw shirt. What he saw shirts and all. Some kid walked up. Mr. Dennis, can I have your autograph? I said, I'm not Dennis.
He's just like, yeah.
Then I walked up to Dennis's car. He's out there and he did that double thing. I said, what's up, twin brother?
You should have got your picture with him.
We're going, he's busy.
He should have just signed that kid's Rick Hulson.
Yeah.
He got home in a minute.
Hey, you're never too busy for a fan. Because if you're too busy for a fan,
Yeah, he wasn't too busy for him.
the
He was
fan's
just,
paying to see
He was just wasn't the right.
There you go.
Had the wrong guy.
He's about a foot taller than me. Yeah, somebody sent me a picture a little while ago. I thought it was me sitting in the car. I said, when I ever drive a car with a blue chassis? I'm thinking. I said, that ain't me. Fooling myself.
You talk more than Dennis Herb. He's a very quiet guy.
The funny thing about it is crew chief's named Heather. And that's my daughter named Heather.
Really? I didn't even think about that. This thing ain't working. This is like somebody come in. Surely there's an office chair over in that next studio over there.
mind your business.
Yeah, you better do some more yoga. You need it. Some meditation. Yeah, I park on the curb, but yeah, you're supposed to used to park down there. All right, as soon as the song's over, a minute and 30 seconds. Yep, headphones on are good enough, Shirley.
They're fine.
I'll just turn that up right before I go on. That way, sometimes I forget about it. And welcome everybody to the On Track with Mike show. I'm your host Mike Kirshner here at the controls, and everything seems to be working good right now, so that's a plus. Probably because it ain't overheated like the heat's been here the last couple of weeks. Everything's cooled off. Well, we got a good show for you tonight. We got an old friend in the studio here, and he's been on for, man, probably over a year now, probably since he's been on the show. But we'll get all the business here out of the way. You know, there's always 3 ways to watch and or listen. The On Track with Mike Facebook page live video, WRGG 93.7 FM on your radio dial, or go to WRGG.org and go on the website and push the listen live button, and you can listen that way also. Special thanks to Todd Ward of TA Ward Construction. Everybody knows Todd's a military veteran over 40 years of experience, does all kinds of work around the area for racers and for tracks, and sponsors races and race teams, and just got done with that big TA Ward Construction Bull Ring Nationals up there for the 270s for $2,000. And a $2,000 to win 270 race is unheard of, I believe, in this area. So appreciate Todd, everything he does. He's fully insured. For all your home improvement needs, call Todd at 717-331-4974. And let me get his mic wired up here, because we already got some comments coming in. Got Rick Hulson in the studio. He's sitting on, I think, four phone books, but we got him up high enough where you can see him. I always give him short jokes, even though he's not that short.
Scared of heights.
He's scared of heights. But he's always, everybody knows, Rick knows he's good. He's good with having a joke and laughing, and, you know, we like to make fun of each other, and that's just something we do. But how we doing, Rick?
We're doing good.
Had a little bit of a drive here. Appreciate you.
It's a long day.
I know you don't like to drive, but
Not unless I'm getting paid.
Ed Nygaard's tuned in from Florida. Hey Ed, how you doing, buddy? We got Kim Foster saying she's going to try this doggone comment again. Put Rick on the spot. Who does he think might be his biggest fan?
Not sure.
There's another lady on here that's saying they think we tie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kim. He's always in the winner's circle with me.
I don't know. You better think twice about that. There's a Heather Hulson on here says, I think we tie.
Yeah, I can live with her though.
Matt Baker saying, hey guys. And Kim says, let me reinstate that. Who does he hope is his biggest fan?
Kim.
He's hoping. So, we got a lot going on here this week. Just some stuff here to go over real quick before we get going here. And we'll give Rick a chance that he can comment if he wants to. But, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm sure everybody was watching the outdoor races for the sprint cars. I thought it was pretty cool. Some of our local PA guys did pretty good. Aaron Ritzel picked up a win on for the Highland Series on the first night. They had an A feature and a B feature. Corey Day picked up the feature win for the B feature. It was $12,000 for each feature. And then the 17th Highland race was $100,000 to win, and the guy that needed the money won it. Kyle Larson. And then the next night was $25,000 World Outlaw Show, which was Rico Abreu. I always screwed his name up. And then the King's Royal. Who would ever thought $200,000 coming home to PA with King Anthony Macri? Thought that was pretty cool. Just to show you some locals. We had Logan Schuart with a second place finish, Danny Dietrich with a 7th. Anthony Macri had a 2nd also. Brent Marks was 11th. Ryan Smith had a 6th place finish. That's not too bad considering they had anywhere up to 60 cars a night of the best sprint cars in the country. So unfortunately they did have a stream of injuries. Unfortunately Tyler Courtney had a bad accident. He had some back surgery. Aaron Russell had a fractured foot, and Brad Sweet had soreness and a concussion. So prayers to them guys. Hope they speedy recovery. I did see that Tyler Courtney's car is going to be driven by Cole Duncan at Lernerville, and then Gio Celsi, which just left his team, is going to be running the car the rest of the year for Old Sunshine there. But them guys, man, they was, I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, Rick, but it was unbelievable the speeds they was going.
Got the pressure on you. Pilot license.
Well, here's my thing, Rick. How fast can you go before your vision and your reactions is distorted enough that it's unsafe to be racing around circles?
I mean, from driving from track to track. I mean, I think the biggest track I've been on was Healing Grove. And I mean, unless you hit something, you don't really feel anything or does anything.
I'm saying as far as like their vision and
Yeah.
stuff.
And, I mean, you get in the car and you get focused, you really don't notice how fast you're going. Until you
Everything
turn your
slows
head
down.
up and see where your stick height is, like, oh wow, I'm really fast. You know,
Yeah, everything slows down.
yeah, you're so focused, you don't realize you're going.
Just amazing what kind of athletes they are. I mean, to keep those guys were rolling out there. I mean, that Courtney wreck was a scary.
That whole 1-in-1 didn't help them.
Yeah. They had some big races here over the weekend. Had the Junior Boone Memorial at Winchester Speedway. Tyler Bear picked up the win. Cal Hardy was 2nd, and JT Spence had a strong 3rd. Pure Stock winner was Alan Brannon, and the East Coast Legends, I understand, was his first win. Alex McCollum. Do you know anything about that, Rick?
I think that guy's one better race down there. He showed up to.
Really? Somebody said it was his first win.
I don't think so. I don't know too many of them. I race guys, but I don't know too many of them.
You're just a rookie.
Yeah. And you paint my bumper yellow.
Make your bumper yellow. I'd scrape the paint right off that thing first chance you get.
Well, it's duct tape, so it's coming off.
And Hobby Stock with Jason Wilkins. Hagerstown had a barn burner there. Last lap, last corner pass. Brian Boos picked up the win. Craig Late Models with a guy that's on a roll right now. David Kaiser. I think he won 2 again this weekend. Pure Stock was Evan Faust. They had a semi-light makeup, which was Steve Kent, and a semi-light regular feature, which was Brian Kearns. Path Valley had the Dr. Kraus Night of Power. 5,000 to win ULMS late models. Mason Ziegler picked up the win. Ryan Montgomery was 2nd, and Brock Pinkross was 3rd. The mods had Mason Loeb. I'm not familiar with him. I think it'd be Loeb rather than Loeb.
From upstate.
Yeah. 270 was Corey Myers. Lemon late model was Taylor Farley. 600s was Cameron Morrill. Thunders was son Jackson Utzi over dad Jeremy Utzi. So that's always cool when father and son finish 1-2. Let's see here. I'll go over some of the schedules this week. We'll go over that at the end of the show if we get time here. Well, you know, the main one we're going to have is the Don Shipley Jr. Memorial for 4,000 to win, 400 to start for the modifieds. Rick, you want to get into that, or you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about your career first?
I get into this, I guess. Basically, my racing partner Don passed away a couple months ago, and try to get him. I appreciate Winchester really stepping up and letting us do this memorial race for him. try to get some sponsors together to make it worth, everybody's trip to come down. Quentin Warren's Garage in Baltimore, he stepped up, really put forward so we can make this thing 4,000 to win. I mean, it's a great deal. It's good money all the way through. Got a bunch of awards. Got a Young Gun Award. Don was always there for the kids. Always wanted to help out the kids, no matter what. Devin, he helped him out with the tires and stuff like that. And a couple other guys, kids that he helped out with tires and motors or whatever. So we got a Young Gun Award. That's an 8 racing. Got a Fast Time Award, $200. That was from AMZ Material Handling. Kurt Zimmerman. Heat race winner, you get $100 for each heat race from Coolwell. Hard Luck Award, $100 from Race Ship Rally Trucking. Hard Charger Award, $100 from CMI. And this is the one my daughter came up with, her and Haley Kaiser. It's called the Negative Charger Award. I think that's a kick in the butt.
If the guy goes backwards the
The guy
most,
that goes backwards the most.
there'll be people slamming on the brakes.
Yeah, not for $100, I don't think they want to do that, but yeah. And then Don came up with, it's called Devil Dog. So, I think he was saying it's about, that's what they called the Marine guy in the swamp, the Devil Dog, you know what I mean? That's a $200 sponsorship from Duggar Towing and Transport. Can't really tell you what that award is, who it's going to, because, we want people to race. We want to race. We don't want to say,
You don't want to tell people
Right.
where the,
Right.
if you tell people that there's a bonus at the 6th position,
Yeah,
then
right.
people's fighting for the 6th position.
Right. And we got random draw for tires sponsored by HDK Motorsports. You give them a tire, random draw for new tires. Highest finisher with Derek Kniper chassis research sticker, $100. Plus we got some lap sponsors. Derek Kniper, lap sponsors, RPM Racing Parts and Sales, Hughes Motorsports, Russell Walker, Kevin Sprague, Tim Shipley, Dave and Jen Rutherford, Terry Jessica Transu, Melissa and Lexi, Dan Auto Repair, and Mean Gene Tellin. All these guys put money up for lap money. All the lap money is not going to the leader. It's not who leads the most laps gets.
It's going to be a certain position
certain
picked,
position,
picked, and
certain lap.
whoever's in that position
Right.
right lap gets it.
And it's quite a bit of money going through the field. So.
Well, you know, well as I do, most of us racers, we know only one person gets the money, the prize.
Yeah.
So most of us, even though we think we can win, most of us look back through the field.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you as a racer, going to do this race for your good friend.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're going to try to, let everybody know that the winner's going to get a nice chunk, but
Yeah.
the guys down through the field's going to get a nice, plus 400 to start.
Yeah.
So that's probably unheard of.
I mean, like I was telling some guys, like we got the list of what it's paying each spot with the lap money, Just to give you an instance, the guy finishes 20 seconds getting $450. So that's pretty good pay for almost last,
Yeah. Especially for someone that gets in the field and then maybe has an issue on the first or second lap.
Right.
It gives you something to go home with.
Right. He might start second and break on the first lap, and he'll get the negative charger award. You know what I mean?
Yeah, negative charger.
So
They
you
could
gotta go on
have called it negative Nancy.
Right.
But that they just did that I think it was that 270 race up at Path. They had a special name for it. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure Todd Ward's listening. He knows what it is. It was the slowest qualifier, but it wasn't called the slowest qualifier. It had a funny name to it. But the guy that turned the slowest qualifying time got a bonus.
Right.
But like I say, it didn't just come out and say the slowest
Yes,
qualifying.
I get the
It was
bonus,
some kind of a fancy name.
Yeah.
To make people think, what's that? What's that all
Right.
about?
You had a guy went up there time trial in 37 seconds. Did I get slow?
And kudos to Winchester, because I mean they this probably had to be short notice for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were talking to him right around the time, Don was really going downhill. We were talking about it, and we thought maybe sometime in September, we can get more stuff. But and my daughter got in there and really started digging hard and put a post out, and everybody started hitting us up. And I think, wow, this is unbelievable. And I really appreciate all them guys doing this.
These daughters is good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
My daughter can make things happen. They're just good at that kind of stuff.
Right.
Getting a hold of people and, she said,
Remember,
all the popular awards were taken. What else were we supposed to do?
Kick a man wife down, I guess. I don't know.
But I like that though. It's
Yeah.
stuff that you don't
Yeah.
normally think about.
Right.
And I was at a race one time where they gave a bonus for the last place finisher. And I don't know if the guy actually broke or not, but he went out and made one lap, pulled in, got this bonus one.
Right.
And I'm like, you probably should have had a bonus
Right.
for the last car,
Right.
in the race, but like worded it something
Yeah. Right.
cool so really nobody knowed what it was, so that
That's the whole thing about the lap sponsors. We don't want to. It's like a secret, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to go out and race, do the best you can.
Yeah.
Be respectful, do the best you can. Don't tear your car up.
I've seen bonus money like 8th place, and seen guys fighting like dog and cats to stay in 8th place.
Right. I mean, at the end of the night, if you finish 10th, and it's not fair, the guy finished 14th got more than you did finishing 10th, but you have to sponsor money.
Yeah. When people tell you they want to put it on a certain lap,
Yeah.
that's what they want to do.
You gotta do
It's
that.
just the way it is. And I mean,
Some of them are like, lap 10, 10th place car. I want to
Yeah.
give them this much money, whatever. You know what I mean? We got a few of them, but the rest of them are all finishing spots.
and anyone listening that wants to, go in with Rick here and help with this race, I mean, don't think nothing's too small. I was at a race where somebody sponsored a couple fuel jugs,
Right.
and I won one of them. And I want to tell you something. It was a $25 fuel jug, but I was tickled to death to get it.
Everything else.
Because, it was a brand new fuel jug that was given to me free, and it's like, hey, I can use this. I didn't have to buy it.
I think a couple years ago they did that through Memorial Racing, the modified version of it, and they had a lot of money in that. And some little kid got like $7 or something to get scraped up, and he wanted to sponsor it.
Is that right?
And I kind of tracked the kid down to find him. Thanked him for the $7, and I went in the trailer and got him a shirt, gave him a shirt. You know what I mean? So that $7 got him a $20 shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
That would teach him in the future to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, Rick, I didn't know Don real well. I just happened. I don't know how. I don't want to say something that people could take negative, but like for me, Don had like this outer shell,
Yeah.
and like I would joke with him a little bit, and he would joke back with me. But then the second time he seen me, or the third time he seen me, he would really like talk my ear off, and we'd
Right.
joke, and
Yep.
he would tell me stuff about engines and stuff I didn't, because the modifieds some of them run a little different things than the normal
Right.
late models, stuff like that. And I would say, I would say something about, well, I never heard of that. Well, he would take the time to explain to me, how you did this or how you did that or whatever. So that was pretty cool. But I think the last time I seen you guys was up at the Bernheisel open house, and he was just a really cool guy. Once he got to know you,
Oh,
he would really, you could really have a good time with him. He had a sense of humor, and
If he like you, he'd bend over backwards for you, but if you cross him, you're done.
I know he was in a lot of Victor Lane photos. I don't know who all he helped and who he didn't. I know that he was in stuff with Jimmy Jesmer, Ray Cable. And I'm just trying to name a few off the top of my head that you'd see him, that you knew that he was doing something
Yeah.
to help these people.
I've known him for a long time. He was,
How did you all meet?
actually met the old Dorsey Speedway back in the day.
Really?
He was helping out a guy named Ricky Taylor. And we all just, lived close by. We just start talking to him and then see him at the racetrack. He helped out Miles, Ronnie Miles, Danny Miles guys that ran back in the day. And we was down at Virginia River Speedway. And he camped out next to us. We really got to know each other really well. And then we've pretty much been best friends. friends ever since, you know. He was a bouncer at a bar.
Really?
In younger days. And he always got into it at the bar. If I was there, he got into it. I always had his back. And I think one time we got in a little scuffle with a guy, and I was making sure he was going to be okay, watching his back. Well, somehow the guy got on top of him, and I was trying to feel him off the top of him, and just started swinging a little bit, and went inside. It was all said and done. The guy left. Everybody went back in the bar and bounced on everybody drink, and I got cut marks on my knuckles. Well, I was hitting the guy in the back of the head, and I said, "He must have a necklace on or something. I don't know how I cut my knuckles." And just as I said that, Don said, "Somebody hit me in the jaw." I said, "Oops."
The scratches on your knuckles matched his teeth.
That's his teeth, yep. So, and that's
he
the way
he does seem like the kind of person though that if he would like give you that look,
yeah.
that it'd be like an oh crap moment.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't get that look because I wasn't doing anything wrong, but
Well,
I mean,
Haley Kaiser knows him as Don's always like trying to calm him down, not trying to feed the fire, nothing like that. But when somebody else is feeding the fire and they want to scrap, first thing comes out is his teeth.
yeah.
And we was at a racetrack, and Don wasn't putting up with it no more, so he pulled his teeth out and handed them to Haley Kaiser.
He don't seem like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I always
Well,
seen
that's
him.
what I mean, he's always calm.
I always
calm
seen him
and
as,
collected.
you know, he had a real weird, I don't want to say weird, but it was a different sense of humor. Like, you didn't know.
If he was kidding or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like I said, you gotta really cross him and push him to do it. But I told him, you ain't young no more. You gotta stop doing this. We just gotta walk away.
Mark Hoffman saying, hey, Mike and Rick. Hey, Mark. Steve Yeager. Hey, Rick. Mike. Hey,
Hey,
Steve. Your daughter's on here again. She's saying Cody Oliver, Hunter and Mike Rose, Haley and Davin Kaiser,
That's all.
Jimmy Jesmer, Ray Cable.
Yeah, that's all the guys he's helped.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Always got hands in it, especially if they're young kids coming up.
And you know, guys, I keep telling everybody, these larger than life people that love the sport and give so much back to it are becoming a thing of the past.
Right.
You know, the big car owners that, you know, we growed up, you know, seeing these big car owners, you know, the Ray Vest and people like that, you know, that was in that category. You know, they like nobody's replacing these guys.
Right.
So you hate to see someone like Don pass away, not
Yeah.
just because of a life gone, but I mean, he really was a valuable asset to a lot of race teams.
Yeah. The day he came home from the hospital, he wanted everybody, all his friends and close friends and family, whatever, come over and pretty much hang out. And we sat down, talking a little bit, and wants me to continue racing as much as I can. He said, if I stop racing, you're going to haunt me. I said, you already haunt me. But he said he's going to go on and be with the man upstairs. I said, okay. I said, but look, I know when you get up there, you're going to buy a race car. I know you are. I've known you for 45 years. I know you're going to race. All I asked is, when I get there, can I drive? He said, no, I'm getting Jackie Bears. He said, the guy from back in the Dorsey days. I said, wow.
He's up there handing somebody his teeth right now.
Yeah, probably.
Dave Rutherford
Yeah,
saying can't wait till Saturday. Melissa Cardian saying can't wait till Saturday.
that's Don's daughter.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so you guys met all them years ago. You got hooked up together, and you see. I didn't realize you guys was. I don't know, but when I first met you, I didn't remember like meeting him for a few years later. But
Hey, when I run the Limiteds back in the day, the Steel Block Bandits and all, he started coming along, helping out. We had engine issues, and he bought a motor, and we ran that motor for a while, and then he started getting into it a little bit more, and it started, like, it was S&H Racing at that point, so everything we made went right into that account, and that's what, you know, kept this thing building up to what it is now.
you guys won a lot of races.
Yeah,
I mean, when you first got into modifieds, you was the man.
yeah, I think first year I won 5, I think the first year around, yeah.
I know you won a lot of races. I'm sure he was.
He's happy.
Was he one of them guys that was tickled to death just to be at the races and go home no matter what was?
Yeah, no matter what happened, yeah.
I mean, they want to win, but I mean, just.
I mean, something goes wrong in the motor, you know, we always talk about it on the way home. Even if it's a 6-hour drive, he wants to steady talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some rest here, but
And you're driving home.
I'm driving home.
And he's
yeah.
trying to get some rest.
But yeah, he's always into it.
Well, Rick, how did you ever get started into it? I had you on the show years ago, but I don't believe I ever asked you.
Family. Like my uncles used to race, and then my brother got into it. And I was too young, wasn't allowed to get in the pits. Back then you had to be 16 to get in the pits.
I used to hate that.
So I was 13 years old out in the back in the garage helping my brother with his car. It's kind of bad because you go to the track, I can't go in the pit and work when I got to sit in the stand and watch them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's how. And then he got out of it, and I got in it. And then he got back in it again, so we both racing. I was racing late model, and he's running street stocks at that point.
Really?
And just kept on going. And then that's when me and Don pretty got together. He started coming along in my last years of my limited, late model, whatever, running that steel block bandit stuff. And I was ready. I was done. I didn't want to go no more. I was like, I got to do something else. And that's when he bought those All-American Outlaw cars. Me and Kurt Zimmerman was racing.
They were his cars?
Yeah, they were his cars. Both of them were.
They won a lot of races too.
Every one, but one.
Yeah, okay. Whatever happened to that class?
I guess, I don't know.
It seemed like there for a while was really popular.
It started getting popular, yeah, but
Now they were metric frames with the
Yes.
with the antique bodies on them, right?
Yeah, it's like a old Monte Carlo chassis, same thing as the street stocks are running now, whatever. But,
I didn't realize he owned them.
yeah. He bought one down at Potomac. I was going down there to help watch or help somebody down there. And he come walking up. I said, yeah, I know you come down here. He says, you want to drive? I said, drive what? He goes, I just bought a car. I said, well, what'd you buy? And he took me down there and looked at it. And I said, I don't have a helmet or fire suit. I didn't bring my stuff. I didn't expect to drive anything. He said, if I find you a helmet and fire suit, will you drive it? I said, yeah, I'll drive it. So I ended up finding a helmet and fire suit and drove the car.
Here at Shirley, they happened to have a go-kart track, quarter measure track close by. Had a bunch of kids there.
Yeah.
They ran across the street and got it. Rick
Got me-
fire suit.
Got me a fire suit and a helmet.
Yeah, green one. I put pictures of it on the internet.
The first helmet, the guy brought it to me. He said, I got this one. It was open face. I said, no, not a shot. I'm not wearing that. He said, I got a brand new one. I really don't want anybody wearing it. I said, all right, I won't drive it then. So they ended up going to get the helmet. I drove it.
And people don't realize, like, I don't know what changed, but back in the day, like, somebody come get you
Yeah.
and, hey, I need you to run my car. Like, you would just throw on whatever and,
Right.
and drive the car.
Right.
And now, like, you got to get in the car and the helmet has to fit right, the suit has to fit right, the seat has to be right.
Got to be able to reach the pedals.
Yeah, got to reach the pedals.
Luckily, the car he bought was a short girl driving it, so that was good.
They thought the same girl was still driving it, Shirley. I got to include Shirley because she likes to joke too, but she's over there doing yoga on the floor. Carolyn Coots says old time memories, yes. And Steve Yeager wants to know what your favorite track is.
Favorite track will be Hagerstown.
Really?
Yeah, I love racing there, but they got rid of the modified, so kind of made me sad. So now I got to go buy a late model, I guess.
That is Hagerstown is quite a hard track.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
They think since it's so big, it's just
Wow.
easy, but it's very hard to get good at Hagerstown.
Yeah. I like it long straightaways. I can take a nap before I get back to the next corner. You know what I mean? I like the bigger tracks. Winchester. I like Winchester. I mean, that place is different every week. I mean, if you look at the times every week, they're different every week.
I was favorable to the old Winchester
Yeah.
when they had the berm,
The black slick.
but I know that everything changes.
In my first race at Winchester in that berm, I thought I almost ran over the cameraman. I thought I was on the racetrack. It wasn't.
We used to hug that berm and have your left front over that up in the dust. I did it too, and everybody did it, and it
I had
was.
the left front, right front, and left rear on the berm.
Then they put that wall in, and it was like, oh. Jimmy Jesmer, Hagerstown is fun.
Yeah.
I thought he's gonna pick up one there
Dave's
Saturday
close.
night.
Yeah.
He was the class of the field there till that restart, and
Yeah. He's doing good. So, yeah, I like the bigger tracks. VMS. If they ever open back up, that track's fun to race
I think I
on.
seen you racing down there, big races.
Um,
You've been quite a few places. I seen you race. Was it Florida?
nah, I've never been to Florida. I went to,
What was the race where you? I think the radiator come off, went through the fan or whatever. That was televised, I think. Went through the fan come off, went through the radiator.
that was VMS. I think it was, for sure. I've been to Fayetteville, raced down there.
It was a real big race, and you was doing good. And then all once you stopped, and the thing was smoking, and it was like, what the heck did he break?
The fan, water pump broke off the block, went through the radiator.
Now Jimmy's telling stories.
Busy.
He's saying a raccoon ruined it for him. Now I heard it was a cat.
He said a black cat. Some guy said no, it was a raccoon.
I seen a raccoon.
Did you?
Yes,
Ran across the track?
it ran by our trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. A guy standing next to me said, "You see that raccoon running in your trailer?" I said, "Was he original or extra crispy?" I thought he was joking.
Right.
He said, "No, seriously." He said, "A raccoon ran by your trailer." And then I said, "Well, I didn't see it." And next thing they said was it went across, and there's a man lift back there sitting on the
Right.
behind in the trees behind the guardrail. They said it run across the backstretch
Right.
right there at that man lift and left the track.
Yeah.
But I didn't know where it came from, and then I only heard the cat story
Right.
a couple days later.
Yeah, he says a black cat. It was a raccoon.
Now I can't believe Jimmy wouldn't lift for no raccoon on the regular on the regular
If
street.
he's looking that low on the track, he ain't watching where he's going.
But he ain't telling a lie there. There was a raccoon.
Right.
It was seen in the pits.
Right.
I heard rumors that they chased it out because it didn't have an armband.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it hopped the fence and was trying to get to watch races for free.
Yeah.
But no, I thought the guy was joking with me. He said, that raccoon running in your trailer. I said, is it original or extra crispy? Just being joking, you know. He goes, no, seriously.
Right.
He said, it didn't go in your trailer, but it ran by it.
Right.
And I was like, really? So I'm looking for this raccoon. Well, I think they're under pace laps.
Right.
And next thing I hear somebody say, there it goes, it's crossing the track. But it crossed the track. It was smart enough to cross under caution.
There you go.
So
You need to put signs up, no raccoon crossings.
I guarantee you one thing, Jimmy is not going to be able to use that excuse
No.
very much. People's not going to believe him, even though it was the truth.
Right.
People ain't going. Would you believe him if he said?
He said black cat. I thought maybe he took his luck.
There is some cats up there too, though.
Does it?
Yeah, there's some cats up there in the. I've seen them up in the grandstand area. I don't know who they belong to. They didn't have no name tags on them, but yes, somebody said about one of the cats ran across the track, and I was like, "You're joking, right?" And then I did see the raccoon though, but I didn't see it. But I mean, people seen it, so
Right.
he's telling the truth there. But
If you race down the track down in Tennessee, and coming in the pit, and there's a old gentleman sitting up by a generator with about 25-gallon cans of diesel fuel sitting there. He's sitting in a chair. I said, lady, what's that guy's job? He said, oh, he's got to keep the lights on. Generator runs the lights on the track, around the track.
yeah.
I said, so my life depends on if that little man don't fall asleep in that chair.
I thought you were gonna say that the tin cans with the charcoal in them.
Right.
We went to Cherokee back in the 90s,
Right.
and like I just got a regular coat on. I'm used to standing there in the cold at the races.
Right.
Well, heck, they had to throw a caution flag because people had a 55-gallon drum on the backstretch with charcoal in it. Like,
Right.
keep it. And then those people with little, back then they had, the metal coffee cans.
Right.
They put them little metal coffee cans next to them on the stands and light them. And they'd be sitting up there keeping their hands warm, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
Right.
But I'd never seen nothing like that.
Hey. You go down south, you see some crazy stuff.
We just get cold at the racetrack. We just put another coat on.
Yeah. We went down, a buddy Billy Farmer, he bought a car from a guy down in Georgia, so we rode down there to pick it up, and we stopped by Cherokee on the way home to watch. And we're down in the pits watching. They got a scramble on the track and all. And guy's car got messed up. We had to get it towed. So he got out of the car. He's mad, walking back to the pit. Somebody in the stand says something that made him mad. And he took off running. He's climbing the fence to go after this guy in the stands. I said, man, what's he doing? He said, you're going to go up there and shut that guy up. I said, if you'd walked 4 more feet, could have went through the gate.
Yeah, I knew we was in racing country whenever we went down there, and it was a couple state trooper cars sitting there in the inner pits for security.
Right.
And the one had a local engine builder tag on the front of it. I thought, when you got state troopers with advertising the local engine builders,
Right.
you know you got racing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a wild track down there back before they shortened it. It was big,
Yeah.
like Talladega.
Yeah, we went to Fayetteville. I used to get that newspaper, and you could see so-and-so set fast time out of 17 cars. And then the next week was, I think it was Carolina Class Series, I think I ran. And like the next week, so-and-so set fast time out of 21 cars. I was like, I'm going down to Fayetteville. They ain't even getting a full field. And it's like 800 to start or something, 8,000 win, 800 to start. I said, I'm going to Fayetteville. So we all loaded the car up, went down to Fayetteville, and there was 47 cars. I said, my luck. But we made the race. It was pretty
There's
good.
a lot of tracks down south like that. You wonder how they survive.
Right.
They pay good money, and they get like 8 cars.
Yeah.
And you're like, how they afford to keep them, you know?
Probably don't cost that much to run a track down there than it does up here, you know.
Probably not.
I mean, the insurance for one night at a racetrack, I heard a price at one time. It was pretty high, just the insurance for one night of racing.
I can't imagine it. Can't imagine what these tracks go through. I know we give them a hard time all the time, but you think about all the expenses that we don't think about.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I said, even when it rains, they got to have food in their freezers. They got to keep cold. They got to have, you know, they might have ran the track in for a couple hours and spent a couple $100 in fuel.
Oh yeah.
And
And it rains and you got to cancel. It's wasted money right there.
but I also think the tracks need to look out for the racer a little more too. Some of these tracks don't do a very good job of
Policing.
doing the racing. I mean, I understand tracks is struggling,
Right.
but some of these tracks just, they need to step up and take care of the racers a little better. Some of these racers, I don't know how they're continuing with some of the
Right.
purses and some of the stuff that they got to go through, but I guess that's a whole other story. But why don't you name some of the things, some of the moments you remember you and Don went through? Won't you? I mean, is there any kind of special stories? Maybe a special race you won or something funny that happened?
Most of the time we win a race, you hardly ever see him in Victor Lane. I mean, I only got a couple pictures. I got one picture out of every picture I've got. I only got one picture of me and him together in Victor Lane.
Really?
Yeah.
It was hard to find some for the show, for me
Yeah.
to do for the show.
The one you got on there is just him kneeling, like it looked like he's hiding behind the sign, like you don't want to be Victor Lane.
I figured he was doing something goofy with the
Yeah.
sign, is what I figured.
But we went down to Saluda, Virginia Motor Speedway, and pulled around at Victor Lane. And he comes out and says, about damn time, I was ready to give up on you. Thanks. Yeah, he's always been like, we have fun. You can't have fun doing what you love doing and, you know, find something else to do.
You're right. If you can't have fun doing it, then you know, it's hard to have fun nowadays. Really, it is. But I think that's what keeps people in the sport. Is a lot of us has been in it long enough that we remember all the.
Yeah.
I remember when I ran Winchester, the biggest thing of the night was stopping at a restaurant on the way home and eating. That was like the biggest. Just there was like 10 or 12 of us, and we'd stop at a restaurant and eat, and like that was just like, even if you had a bad night, that was we joked and carried on, and
We found a place. We went somewhere up in Pennsylvania to race. Stopped at a truck stop on the way back to eat, and they had a fish tank in there. They had kind of like blue water. They had a shot glass in the bottom. If you drop a quarter and it lands in that shot glass, you win like a free dessert. But it didn't say drop the quarter. It said if you get the quarter in the shot glass, you win dessert. So he rolled his sleeve up, put his arm there, and put the quarter in the cup. He said, "I win." He said, "No, you can't put your hand in the water." And the dye he had in the water was blue. His arm was blue for almost a month. So that'll teach you. You better read the rules.
Good thing he didn't stick his head in there.
Yeah.
Your daughter's saying bungee cords. Is there something funny with bungee cords?
Yeah, it's if he sees a bunch of bungee cords on the side of the road, he'll stop and pick them up. And we had the estate sale, and he had probably 3 totes full of bungee cords. I was like, wow. I said, there's a reason why there are bungee cords on the side of the road. He goes, why? I said, because they fall off. He goes, okay.
Yeah, everybody kind of graduated to ratchet straps now.
Yeah. But he wanted his ashes spread on the Appalachian Trail by 70.
Really?
Yeah. So we got the family together and did this service and all, and spread his ashes there. He wanted to see all his racing buddies that are going up down 70, and all his trucking buddies going up down 70. That's where he wanted to be spread out at. So.
What do you do for a living?
He drove a truck for R&L Carrier.
Really?
Yeah. Been there 30 years. And so they were spreading the ashes. My daughter and Don's grandson were there spreading the ashes, going down this media strip where the Appalachian Trail goes across. And at one point there was a truck going eastbound and westbound at the same time. Well, it created a wind turbulent.
Yeah.
And it picked the ashes up, and it went down on the eastbound side, and I watched it, and it landed right on the bungee cord. I said, he's still trying to pick him bungee cords.
He's getting another one. Tim Shipley is saying, don't forget about the trash can full of straps.
Yeah, he had a big old recycle container there. That
full bungee cords.
Recycle. No, it was full of ratchet straps.
Oh, full ratchet straps.
Totally full, all the way to the top. I said, man, we're always going out and buying ratchet straps. You got a whole can full of them here. Yeah, everywhere you go, it's bungee cords and ratchet straps all over the place. So
and did he do a lot of the engine work, or did he do a lot of?
He does all the tune-up stuff on the cars and all. We tune it up, but we basically we did. Hershey Motors used to build a motor when we did late models and all. And we did a lot with him, and he went up there with Hershey and messed around with him, tuning the cars and carburetors, stuff like that. But he's real good in tuning carburetors and all that stuff. So he always played with that. Then when we modified racing, we ended up doing the Mullins race engines. We've been with them ever since.
Yeah, nowadays it's like, not that you don't have engine trouble, but like that's a thing of the past anymore. Like nowadays with the dynos and all the technology, like people drop an engine in and like you don't really have to do much to it.
Right.
I remember years ago, like a lot of people, including us, a lot of people pulled spark plugs on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we would add jet, take jet away, depending on how it was burning. Yeah. And now it's like you just put the hood on the car when you get there.
He was always at his checking the spark plug and to make sure it's burning right is hold it wide open, down a straightaway, shut it off and knock into neutral.
Yeah.
But you can't do that on a modified. Because when that motor's not running, you have no steering whatsoever. It's tight. And we did it up at a test session up in Susquehanna. And he said, let's do a plug check. I said, all right. So I go down the backstretch, I shut her down, and knocked the neutral, shut her down. And I couldn't turn it, and the car's pulled to the left. You got so much caster split, they pulled to the left. And that thing's pulling to the left, I'm trying to fight it back, and I'm going right towards a telephone pole. I said, no, I fired it back up. I want you to do a plug check. I said, you do it. You drive it, I'm not doing that.
I want to tell you, we used to do that, and the regular stock cars, you know, and it was a little bit of a thrill, just like the engine not slowing you down.
Right.
Like when you kick it in neutral and then you shut it off and get on the brakes.
Freewheeling,
Like
yeah.
you don't realize how much the engine, the gearing in the rear would help slow you down getting in the corner. Well,
Right.
you come rolling in this corner with the engine shut off, and it's like it don't want to stop, it don't want to
Right.
turn, you know.
Hope you got good brakes.
Yeah. See, we got some comments going on here. Jimmy Jesmer said he loved his heat gun on the headers.
Yeah. First thing he got was the heat gun.
One of them temperature guns that you can point at.
He always says the front two cylinders are running colder than the back. I said, all right, follow me down the straightaway and see what they are wide open.
I think they're all like that.
He hated that. Yeah.
Kim saying who Winchester Saturday night. I guess who you think going to win Saturday night, I guess.
Hopefully it's me. I told Greg Gunner, I said, man, we got these guys stepping up with all this sponsorship money and all this, pretty good payout. I think we're going to get some good cars. I think we're going to get really good cars down there. I said, I hope I qualify.
Yeah.
That'd be bad if I don't qualify.
Yeah. It'd just be the pace car then.
Yeah.
Cody Oliver's telling Jimmy Jesmer that he wanted to say it didn't matter if you were across the pits. If you had Don's engine, he'd be there with the heat gun as soon as you came off the track.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But a lot of the older guys that was into stuff like that took care of engines and did stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was all they knew.
Yeah.
And they had a certain way they did things, and they liked to change the oil a certain way, and they had additives a certain way, and it just that's what they kind of lived for.
Right.
And it was a specialty, another specialty that's kind of going by the wayside. Because like I say, now it's kind of like, not that you don't tune your engines, but I mean, a lot of people just, when they get to the track, that the motor's running, and
Right.
just things are so fine tuned anymore that you don't see the plug checks and stuff like you used to.
Yeah, we got to definitely do the maintenance on anything that moves. You got to do maintenance on it. Pretty
Oh, that's
much.
okay, Kim. She was commenting on something to Steve Yeager. It ain't no big deal. Jimmy says he wouldn't go out unless he checked his. Rick was going to put a seat off the frame rail on the one side so he could sit in the seat and check him going down the straightaway.
Check them while we're wide open down the straightaway.
What do you think made him enjoy helping so many people?
Just like to, I don't know. I'm the same way. I'd help anybody that I can, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I know most people do.
yeah, that's how he's been. I guess I got some of that from him as well, He always, somebody comes in, he loves sprint cars.
Really?
He loves sprint cars. We thought about getting a 305 sprint.
He didn't get you a sprint car.
He was going to buy one, but I think my wife kind of like, I don't think so.
Yeah, sprint car people was a different. I don't mean this in any negative way. They're a different
Yeah.
group of people. I have friends that I used to go late model racing with, and they got a sprint car now, and they come up to me in the pits and they said, Mike, if you ever had a sprint car, you would get rid of the late model. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. They said, no. They said, you don't realize how much work you're going through.
Right.
Like they said, we can change anything on this car and do everything within a matter of minutes.
Right.
And like, it's so easy to work on.
Right.
And I'm like, really? They're like, oh, I said, they look so sophisticated. I said, no. I said, if you worked on a sprint car one time, said you would get rid of a late model.
Right. Yeah, Don was real good with fuel injection. I think he's real good with that.
Yeah?
And I think the sprint cars that come up, I think it's the V8 sprints that are coming to Winchester this weekend.
No, I think they run carburetors.
Oh, do they?
I think they do the Race Saver sprints. I think they run
Yeah.
sprint cars.
But,
I think.
Yeah, one guy over there had an issue with his motor. Don's over there with all his tools and a heat gun and spark plug wrenches and all that stuff.
Now, was he never ever into drag racing?
Yeah, we just sold his drag car.
Well, see, that's where a lot of that comes from.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of that comes from.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's more of a checking, making sure everything's tuned and
Yep.
So I figured he might be a drag racer for the way.
Oh, yeah. They race for tenths. A 9-0 and a 9-1.
Steve Yeager saying most places they are running 6 classes and they rush the show, which it does. It don't take long to get to midnight when you got a bunch of classes.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, back in the day it was the street stock, the hobby stock, strictly stock. I wish I was stock, whatever they call them. I don't know. It's just so many classes they got now.
Dave Rutherford saying, I'm not pre-reading any of these, so I hope there ain't nothing.
You gotta watch that guy.
Yeah, I got to watch Dave. Rick is definitely a man who will help anyone. I mean, he's helped me, and I need all kinds of help, physically and mentally.
Yeah. I can't help on the
Are you a
mental part.
psychiatrist, Rick?
I can't help on the mental part. That's his wife doing.
And Matthew Baker saying, no, they don't. So I don't know if that's referring to sprint cars or not. Oh, fuel injection probably.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably, he's probably saying it like me, the 305s
Right.
are running carburetors.
305 to running. Race saver guys.
Tim Shipley, Pop just had a love for racing and helping in any way he could.
Yep.
Can't really explain it. That's just who he was. He was that way even when I was younger going with him to the track.
Yep.
And like I say, you all knew him better than me, but I just remember the couple times that I ran into you guys. Like I say, the first time it was a little like I didn't really know how to take him.
Right.
But then I guess once he figured out
Once you got to know you.
that, that I was on your side, I wasn't somebody that was coming there to cause trouble or whatever,
Right.
Then he would just, he opened up his heart telling me about certain engines you guys ran, how you did some of the stuff. And
Right.
I'm not talking like top secret stuff, just, you guys got into the LS engines, which is like
Yeah.
a new thing, the dirt track racing. And he would say, oh man, yeah, we got an LS engine, we did this and we did that. And I was like, wow, really?
Right.
How'd you figure that out? And he would tell me. Just a super, super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he said to Matthew Baker saying the 305s are fuel injected.
Hardy.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I know what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the super sportsmens.
Yeah.
They're carbureted,
yeah.
aren't they?
Wingless Sprints, I think they're carbureted.
Did you ever run one of them?
No. long time ago, I ran, what's his
Thank
name?
you, Matthew.
Smokey Snowbigger.
Yeah?
Remember him? I was 16 years old. He said, you want to try this? It was a sportsman. I did it in hot laps. I was the slowest car out there because I didn't know how to drive them things, you know what I mean?
They say they're totally different.
Then he comes in, he goes, you want to buy that thing, don't you? I said, I ain't got no money. And that was the last of my sprint car. They did that Kenny Wallace driving experience.
Race driving experience, yeah.
It was up at Baps. I did it 10 laps. I just want to drive a wing sprint. So I got in it, and it was the slowest thing I ever drove in my life. They were yelling at me on the radio, you got to lift at the cone. I said, there's 4 cones on the track. I don't know which one you were talking about.
You had a certain speed you had to go.
Right.
Yeah, he said the super sportsmen are carbureted.
Yeah.
He said carb, but I know what he meant.
Yeah.
The phone or computer phone always puts a letter in there that you don't want
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah, he's always at the track helping other people. Sometimes I gotta go around and say, Gary, fire the car up. Where you at? What are you doing? Yeah,
I mean, I try to do that too. I've always been. It just makes you feel good. You're not trying to be somebody that knows everything. You're just trying to
help out.
trying to help people out. It makes you feel good helping someone.
Yeah.
Someone can do something good with something or one of your parts you loan them or something like that. But that's even become a thing of the past anymore. But that's like these memorial races, Rick. I'm glad you guys are doing this because I don't know if you noticed or not, but these memorial races are going by the wayside. They're just getting to be so much work, and the family does 1 or 2 of them, and then they decide that that maybe they had a good car count,
Right.
maybe things it was unbelievable the amount of people showed up,
Right.
and they say, you know what, this is going to be the last one.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
guys really look forward to these races.
Yeah, he sat down with my daughter and told her, he said, you can do a memorial race, but I only do one. I don't want it to keep continuing. So
Really, you're only doing one?
this is it, the only one.
I didn't know that. I was just
Thank
making a comment like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's just what he wanted. I want to give him everything he wanted, he gave us everything we wanted, so it's time to give back.
It's pretty awesome that he told you all everything
Yeah.
that he wanted to do. Jimmy says, surprised you didn't hit a cone.
They're cheaper than Ute tires.
They don't move like raccoons.
No,
Heather Hulson
that's my daughter.
says the time Haley almost passed you because he worked on the motor. That's hilarious.
Nothing but carburetor went over and tuned on it. She's right up my butt. I say, don't work on her car no more.
Don't work on her car no more.
Yeah.
Just an awesome guy. Like I say, these people are leaving the sport. Unfortunately, they're passing away and and some of them's going and doing other things, and it's a shame because it's a special. You know as well as I do that these people that get on your crew and you meet and everything, they're just a different breed of people,
Right.
and it's not common anymore. Nowadays, you get a young kid to come
Right.
help you on the car one night or wash one time, and then you don't see them no more.
Yeah. I've been fortunate throughout my career. A lot of guys that stuck behind me are still behind me, you know what I mean? Still helping out. But most of it I do all at my shop by myself. I only work part-time now, so I got plenty of time to work on it.
I haven't seen much stuff about truck driving here lately on your Facebook. There for a while, it was like almost daily. I would get a chuckle out of something you was doing or something.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the port, so that's a good thing.
Chris Transo is saying one of the funniest things he ever said to me is inappropriate for radio. He says maybe Rick can tell you off the air. Maybe he can tell it the way he did. Guy was just an awesome all-around guy. Definitely will never be the same without him around.
There's another one. Chris was young when he started the legend cars. Don helped him out getting his first car. And he's been racing ever since.
Steve Yeager says he's leaving. I'm figuring I see he had his stuff for sale, so unfortunately he must be leaving the sport. And we hate to see that because it's struggling right now. It really is. Even though we try to support it, try to promote it.
Yeah.
It's just hard right now.
It's just so costly right now too. I mean, I was up in the air. That's why I didn't really run a whole lot this year, other than we were working on a trailer. Don was at my house. We went to work on a trailer and put a new winch in the trailer. And he brought the winch over, set it in the trailer, and he said, man, I ain't feeling too good. I'm gonna go home. I said, all right, if you feel up to it, you want to work on tomorrow, we'll work on tomorrow, And then I got a phone call that night, said they rushed him to the hospital. And it's been kind of downhill ever since, you know what I mean?
Did he have health issues?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Well, what had happened is he was a Vietnam vet. He got a great bit of shrapnel in his body. And
Really?
Yeah, a piece of shrapnel. They can't get it all out because there's so much in them. So a piece of shrapnel had rubbed across the aorta vein in his back. And I rubbed a hole in it. That was like 2 years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Well, he went in the hospital and got that fixed. He almost bled out on the side of the road. He was driving a truck. Pulled over the side of the road, he started
Really?
passing out. So they fixed that, and he's back to work 2 weeks later. That's how tough this guy was, And,
So he was even one of our war heroes.
Yep. And the day he came over to work on the trailer, he told me he wasn't feeling good, and that's what it was, is whatever he did in there to stop, they put something in his vein to stop the bleeding on and make it go. He was, like I say, back to work 2 weeks later. I guess it didn't last very long, and he had issues there, so.
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't want to get personal or anything, but I didn't know exactly, if it was something that he knew was going to happen or what.
No.
Jimmy's saying Don and Rick both supported my career, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. Heather Hulson saying they both say don't lift till you see Jesus.
Yep.
Steve Yeager saying no fun anymore. I know where you're at, Steve. It's hard to stay positive anymore with a lot of the just trying to pay bills and trying to keep a car on the track. Haley Kaiser, he was an amazing guy. He helped not only me but my brother in so many ways. I wouldn't even know where to start. He was one of a kind, and she didn't put on there about almost running over Rick Hulson one night after he tuned her carburetor.
Now, she gave me a picture, though, autographed it. She's right on my bumper. I said, I didn't know he was that close.
And she says, Heather Hulson, they both told me this multiple times. I still don't listen. About don't live till you see Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, going back to Dave Rutherford, he's running it, what do they call it, strictly stock or whatever. It's like a...
Yeah, it's like a Crown Vic or
Crown
something, isn't
Vic
it?
car
Yeah.
there.
But it's not the Crown Vic class.
Yeah,
It's a class at Potomac that,
yeah.
like a strictly stock
Yeah,
class. I think they
stock,
are
yeah.
strictly
Yeah.
stocks.
Run street tires and all that stuff. That's one I told him. I said, look, don't lift till you see Jesus. He goes down the backstretch, goes in the corner, slides into a car, gets sideways, comes down through the pits, through the center of the corner, comes over to the pit where I'm standing at. He goes, I think I seen Jesus. I said, oh, okay.
This time, lift a hair before you see him. Well, it's awesome. All these, I appreciate everybody tuning in to tell us all these great stories about Don. That's what we was hoping to do, to kind of promote this race and give a little honor to his life and his helping everyone at the racetrack, and also everyone that's involved with the race. We want to appreciate Rick and everybody that's given donations. And like I say, if you're listening and you want to give, nothing's too small. You can give. You can make up an award that you want to give, and just tell Rick what you want the award to go through, and him and Heather and them will make sure that whoever's in that position or whoever did what you wanted them to do gets the money.
Right.
I mean, like I say, I hate to keep repeating myself, but Rick, you know as well as I do, we don't want to see people pass,
No.
but us as racers, we love special races, not
Right.
because of the someone had to pass to have it.
Right.
It's just everything is so tightly budgeted, and you work so hard that when you have a race like this, it's just like a different atmosphere, and every little bit helps
Right.
go back into the car,
Yep.
and it really means a lot to the racers that they can get a little something extra,
Yeah.
and at the end of the night.
Yeah, when you win, I think my first memorial race I ever won was the Cody Endicott Memorial down Potomac Speedway. And I never really knew the guy very much. I raced against him. I never knew the family, but Victor Lane, the family comes out, and it's just, it's unreal how close everybody is when something like that happens,
No, I never won a bunch of big races or anything, but the most money I've ever won in one evening was at a memorial race.
Right.
Through the bonuses and,
Right.
and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually gave some back to the family
Right.
for they had like a fund set up, and all, and I gave some money back. But I'm telling you, the racers really appreciate these races. I mean, and there's certain family members that have these races, and I know that like the Eric Johnson race, I think his wife
Right.
said this year was the last
Right.
time for it. I mean, it's hard to keep up with this, and in this particular case, Dawn, at Dawn's request, this is going to be a one and done. So this is going to be a big event. It's going to be a lot of teary eyes at the track, and then because you're only going to get one chance to be involved with this race.
I got a mural on my on the roof. Took the roof number off and name and all. It's a mural with a bunch of pictures of Don when he was in the service and all that stuff. And it's so it's tough for me when I climb in the car. I can see all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually it's bad news if you see the roof.
Yeah. So
Cody Oliver had some great times learning from Dawn and Rick and driving for them both from time to time. Cody Oliver Motorsports definitely wouldn't be where we are right now without Rick and Dawn, and thank you from all of us, Mr. Rick. So Rick, see, you even touched a lot of people. A lot of people think you're just a grouchy old man, but see how nice you are?
that's because my daughter keeps calling me a butthole.
That's what daughters is for.
Yeah. I think it's why a lot of these guys, or most of these guys, Don's helped out in their racing stuff. A lot of these guys stepped up because it's a one-shot deal. You know what I mean?
And we got another post here. And I apologize. I'm just trying to keep up with all of them.
All right.
Another one from Heather. Don asked for this race to honor the military.
Yes.
So we would like for all military personnel, active or retired, to salute him in honor on the front stretch during the feature. 4 wide salute.
Right.
We're doing 1 lap to honor him and a 2nd lap to honor everyone who has served our country. Well, that's pretty freaking special.
Yeah, we got all the flags for the military flags and the American flag. So.
That's one thing I hold near and dear to my heart. I was never a military person.
Right.
But I know that we wouldn't be where we're at if it wouldn't be for these people like Dawn that got injured in service and, you know, have lived with different medical problems and all just to keep us safe.
Right.
And we appreciate each one of them. I think it's awesome that you guys are putting the military into this.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And I think it's really why he got into this racing stuff, because he knows it takes about every minute of your life, really, on this racing stuff.
Keep his mind off
Yeah.
stuff and keep
When
him going.
When he came back from Vietnam, you know, he said he died twice over there. He brought him back. I said, he brought you back for a reason, buddy, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I can't
Just-
imagine with them.
such a dark place in his life,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So he kind of like got into racing. That's all he ever done, racing. And if he wasn't at the racetrack, he was in the garage messing around with motors.
And you know as well as I do, anybody that's had a good run or had a win, I know winning's not everything,
Right.
but the feeling you get, the camaraderie that you get when you win a race with
Yeah.
you and your buddies,
Yeah.
that's what makes you work those long hours.
Right.
It ain't the money, it ain't the
Yeah.
fame. It's just the feeling that you guys get, like on the ride home.
Right.
The over the top feeling of just saying, "Man, we did it."
Right.
You know, and then that kept you all going. You know, out in 90-degree weather, washing the car,
Yep.
and you know, getting engines, putting engines in 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we all want to win,
Yeah.
but that little bit of adrenaline you get when you win is like what makes it all.
It all starts in the garage.
That's the feeling that you want
Right.
to feel.
Yep. Like I used to get some guy come down there and says, "I'll wash your car for you." And like, you know, go ahead, 'cause that's like the worst thing to do is wash your car.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Then you start thinking like, I'm the one who maintains the car. I'm the one who works on the car pretty much. You know what I mean?
And it's hard by yourself.
Yeah. I want to wash the car because you're pretty much looking at everything on the car
Yeah.
when you're washing it.
You'd be surprised stuff you notice.
Yeah, the stuff you see and see. Well, I gotta fix that. You know.
But you know, I miss that a little bit. I mean, we used to have a few guys that would stop by and help on the car,
Right.
and it was a fun evening. You know, the wife would get food or something, and we
Right.
would all have a good time. Well, now, you know, my son purchased a business, and he's working long hours, and
Right.
you know, other people get stuff with their family things and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So now it's like it's hard to go to the shop by yourself
Yeah.
and work for 4 hours, and there's nobody in the
Right.
in the garage, and that makes it kind of hard. So you know, you talking about you going out to the garage by yourself. It just,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I like to do it just to like get stuff off my mind.
Right. Yeah.
You get your mind concentrating on
Yep.
whatever bolt you're tightening or whatever you're doing,
Yep.
and it just clears everything from your mind.
I've been doing it so long by myself that when people do come over to help me,
You don't get nothing done.
what do you want me to do? I don't know. I mean, I got like this is what I do. I write down everything on the sheet, what I got to check. I seen this or this happened, whatever. I write my notes down. And as I'm working on the car, I'll go down the notes. Oh yeah, I got to fix this. I'll go fix that. Mark that off. Yeah.
My problem is I second guess myself all the time.
Yeah. You gotta go.
Even though I've been doing it for years,
Yeah.
you try to make everything so bulletproof and so like so no one gets hurt,
Right.
so you don't drop out,
Yeah.
that you start like, I don't know if you get this, but you start fraying away from like what you've done for years
You've done,
because
right.
you get older, you start thinking more about safety and more,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, my main thing is never second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Always go with your gut feel and do it. If it don't work, take notes.
Kim Foster saying, Heather, You've been great at putting this together, and I personally thank you for honoring the military by honoring Mr. Shipley. And
Heather and my wife Diane, they both put a lot of effort in this stuff.
And Heather's saying thank you. We're trying our best, but I'm definitely not doing this alone. We couldn't do this without the Kaisers.
Yep.
And Matthew Baker, the comments just jumped. Most time the money is spent before the green is waved.
Oh yeah.
Yep, you're right. Jimmy Jesmer, it's tough being a one-man band. Now Jimmy knows something about that, don't he?
Yeah, he goes to track myself. I couldn't do that. Neighbors get mad at me because I don't want nobody over there to help me load the car. If I got to drive the car to the trailer, they don't like that. So.
Honestly, didn't know that. Thanks to the Kaisers too. This is Kim. My pap was in the military and would appreciate it as well. Yeah, I mean, I know we always get off topic on this show, but one time I had to load the car by myself. I had to fire it up because I couldn't push it and turn the the bar that comes back to the spoiler. I couldn't turn it and push at the same time.
Right.
So if I fired the motor up, I could turn it with one hand and push the car with the other hand.
I seen
if I'd had one of them fancy remote things that they put in them now, that'd have been awesome.
I seen a guy down in Potomac, Timmy Booth. He's a one-man band as well. His crew shows up like after hot laps sometimes, I guess. But
Really?
I heard fire the car up. It was like early. I'm like, man, why's he getting heat in it this early? You know what I mean? And he had it in reverse, and he used a stick, and he pushed the clutch in and steered it. That's how he turned the car around by itself. I was like, that's pretty genius there. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. So I was home by myself. It was getting ready to thunderstorm. I got the car outside, already got it washed up, set down on the ground. I said, I got to get this thing in the garage. It's getting ready to thunderstorm, lightning all coming. And the only thing I can think of is I'll just do what Timmy Booth did. I fired it up, put it in gear, pushed it in, put the clutch pedal on with a bat, and I'm trying to steer it, and I ran over my right foot with the left rear tire. I said, this ain't working.
And for most everybody knows it's in racing, but for the people who don't know, on these race cars, the transmissions that they have in them is a direct drive transmission, and when you put them in low, you push the clutch in to pull to get the car to move. So leaving the clutch out, like on a street car, does nothing on these race cars.
Right.
But it works pretty good that if you do run over your foot and you quit pushing the clutch in,
And then the tire stops on your foot.
you don't have to keep the car ain't going to keep running over you.
Right. Yeah, I first got the transmission out of the late model, and the old garage we had a small driveway, like a downhill. I was trying to push it, but you got spool in your rear. You can't turn it. It won't turn. It won't go. You can't push it by yourself. So I fired it up just to back it into the garage, and it started rolling down the hill. It was pretty good, rolling down the driveway. So I let off the clutch and let it coast. Well, when I got in the garage, my instincts from driving the truck, I pushed the clutch in to stop. Man, it went right through the back wall of the garage. And luckily my parents were on vacation. I fixed it before they came home.
It's easy to do. I've only ever driven one car with it, but it definitely, I mean, you see the guys that do it all the time, make it look easy.
Yeah.
But getting the car to a certain speed to shift it into high, getting it knocked out of gear before you pull in the pits after the race, it's like a lot of things you don't think about. And my biggest thing would be when you spin, trying to push the clutch in to get it, because I was used to pushing the clutch in so it wouldn't stall the engine.
Right.
And that don't do anything.
That's one thing about these legend cars. Wayne Dudder, I'm driving his car, his spare car. And he said, whatever you do when you spin out, don't let the motor run backwards. You got to push the clutch pedal in if you spin out. That's just too much I got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually the clutch pedal don't do nothing.
He said it blows the starter out because the starter runs with the motor the whole time.
Now, is your legend car pink or purple?
It's purple.
I thought you was running the pink legend car.
No. The announcer Saturday night, he was telling the guy to get in front of the 1H. Well, it's got a 1 on it, and they got duct tape H on it. And the guy's like, I guess he was lost out. I forget who it was. I guess he was lost. He didn't know who 1H was, where 1H car was. And he said, in front of the pink car. And I went by and I said, it's purple.
Rick got kicked out of the track for yelling at one of the officials. It's
Yeah,
purple.
It's purple.
Well, you probably didn't. Your ears was probably burning last weekend or last Tuesday we had Alan Saggy in here talking about the Saggy Memorial Race,
Yeah.
and we was talking about you in a legend car, and I said they finally found a car that Rick could fit in, and I think Shirley, I think my wife even took up for you. I think she said you're ignorant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't even make a joke about you without you hearing it.
They're
someone.
small. I mean, I drive, my normal car, I drive left-handed. Like, I go down, run the straightaway with both hands, you turn in.
Yeah.
And then when the car is set in the car, I let go of my right hand, drive my left hand.
Yeah.
You turn my left hand. Well, I do the same thing with the legend car. But then when you got to pull the wheel back, there's a door there. And my elbow smacks that door every time. And I've come home many times with my elbow swelled up and bruised.
I'm surprised how big they are now.
Yeah.
Because now they got some pretty big guys.
Yeah.
Devin Freeze is a big guy, tall
Yeah.
guy, and he runs one. And the Walls boy's a pretty big guy, and he runs one.
Ryan Walls is that one. He's a pretty big boy.
That's what I said,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I asked them one time, they said something about me running one, and I said, you got a four-door?
Right.
And they're like, you ain't no bigger than Devin.
Right. They're fun to drive. Real fun.
Haley Kaiser says you actually need elbow pads when you race them.
Yeah. That's what Wayne showed me at was up at Path Valley. You really got to whip that wheel around there. 'Cause even when you're a legend car, you think your legend car is it's like running a big car at Hagerstown, you think. But no, the corners come up pretty quick at Path Valley and the legend cars too. So I come in, my elbow was
They
swelled
say
up.
they're very hard to drive.
Yeah.
I've had people that's won a lot of races tell me that they got in a legend car, and they said it was unbelievable how hard they were to drive.
Yeah. You gotta
Jimmy
work with it.
Jetmer saying small but mighty, and they put mouse in parentheses. How did that ever get started?
Well, when Don got out of, service, whatever, he came, that's when he got into racing. Long time back at Dorsey days, a guy named Dickie Taylor. He had a number 40, and they had a Mighty Mouse on him. And then when Dickie Taylor passed away, his son Ricky was driving, and then Don went over and started helping him out, and he had the 40 Mighty Mouse. When Don bought the All-American Outlaw car, he said, what number you want to run? You want to put 18 on it? I said, well, I'm going to call Ricky and ask him if he's okay if I put the 40 Mighty Mouse in memory of you guys.
Yeah.
And that's where the 40 Mighty Mouse came from. But then I got back to the 18 with the Mighty Mouse on it. But
Yeah, I
that's
got
where it
that.
came from.
I was pretty tickled to get that door of yours with the Mighty Mouse on it, but
Yeah.
even if you did give me a bent up door.
That's the only way you want to get it. If it ain't bent up, it ain't coming off.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Never thought about that. Chris Transu is saying, yes, you definitely need at least an elbow pad on the left arm.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. You don't think about that.
No. Some guys got padding inside the door. So
Just open the door up. Take
Chris-
the door off.
Chris did that.
Drive with one door.
He was racing in Lincoln one night, and the passenger door kept coming open. I was thinking, what's wrong with the car? He said the shifter broke, the handle broke. So he would open the door, because you take off, like some of them you take off second and then race on the third.
Yeah.
Well, he would take off, the doors open, he pulled in the third, close the door, and race the rest of the race. They're all yelling.
It just don't seem like a good idea having a door that opens.
No, it ain't a good idea at all.
I mean, I know that they're pretty safe cars, but every time I see somebody open the door to get out, I'm like, shouldn't that be welded shut like the General Lee?
You can't get through the window.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Well, Rick, we're going to take a moment here to go over some shows here real quick.
All right.
And then we'll give you a last opportunity. You can thank everybody you want to thank, say anything you want to say, as long as it's G-rated.
G?
Potomac, yeah, PG.
PG, okay.
PG gives you a little bit more freedom. Potomac has Christmas in July and Military Night. Crate late models, street stocks, hobby stocks, strictly stocks, and roadsters and modifieds. We know Winchester's having. They're also having, after the Don Shipley Jr. Memorial, they're having limited late models, 305 Sprints, and SCDRA. Hagerstown is having a Wednesday test and tune. And then on Saturday, they're having the Fan Appreciation Night. $10 general admission, $5 if you have an ID from Hagerstown or Clear Spring area. They're having late model sportsmen's, pure stocks. They're having the SCDRA front wheel drive cars. They're not SCDRA sanctioned though. And their first time ever, they're going to have the Crown Vics there. So that's going to be pretty cool seeing the Crown Vics on a half-mile speedway. Path is having the Trip Cone Dan Little Memorial, limited late models, 600s, wingless super sportsmen's. BAPS, tomorrow night, World Outlaw Sprints, 12,000 to win. Now I know this is a little late because it's already Tuesday evening, but if you have reserved seats for Wednesday, you can watch Micros racing tonight for free. Sillins Grove Speedway, Saturday, Little Bob Memorial Street Stock 20. Super late models, limited late models, USAC East Coast Sprints. And then Sunday, Opperman Bogar, I know I'm going to butcher these names up, Hunselman Memorial. $10,099 for 410 sprints with wingless super sportsmen's. Williams Grove World Outlaw Sprints, Friday and Saturday C&D rigging, Summer Nationals. World Outlaw versus the PA Posse. And right now the PA Posse has the upper hand. Bedford Gary Marks Memorial, late models, semi-lates, pure stocks, and 4-cylinders. Roaring Knob is having the Hillard Memorial. Crate late models, UMP modified, sport mods, chargers, and 4-cylinders. And then BAPS on Saturday has free general admission for first responders and military. And also free general admission for people that live in Lewisberry, York, Haven, Edders, Dover, Goldsboro, Manchester. Those towns or cities, residents with ID. Super Sportsman, 358 sprints, and legend cars. So that's pretty much everything that's going on this week. I thought it was pretty cool seeing Cal Hardy was racing in New York tonight.
All right.
I didn't even know they had a race up there tonight, but I thought that was pretty cool, so good luck to him. I'm sure everybody knows that has the internet. Say rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. I know he touched a lot of lives, but it's unbelievable how many people has put that on their Facebook honoring him. See here, Chris is saying, do what you got to do. I imagine that's got to do with the opening the door up to shift the car.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, anything else you want to say? I mean, you want to talk about the race here a minute or two? You want to talk about anything, sponsors on your car or anything?
Like, first and foremost, I got to thank Winchester, Haley, and Greg Gunner for letting us have this race there. Especially thanks to Orange Garage, Complete Auto and Detail Service. That guy really stepped up and helped out with the purse. If you haven't modified, you don't want to miss this race because I'm telling you, it's last place will pay your fuel bill and everything else. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. The more the merrier. I got to thank everybody for stepping up and appreciate it, and I'm sure Don appreciates it as well. I'm gonna stop by on the way back home and at the bridge there. And
look for a bungee cord.
Look for a bungee cord in his name, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, appreciate everybody stepping up. I got to mention Tom Crow Designs for doing all the award checks and everything, and the mural. That guy's awesome. That's about it, really.
Well, Matthew Baker, I don't know why I don't have it on my notes. I even looked at Clinton County's schedule, but thank you for reminding me. Clinton County Speedway Fair starts this weekend, and next Tuesday, Speedway races, limited late models. So I even looked at some of the Clinton County stuff. I try to keep up with them in Dog Hollow and a lot of them tracks that's a little bit away from here. But want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank Rick for driving all this ways, and thank to his daughter and his wife and the Kaisers and everyone that's doing their part. Dawn's family, whoever else is involved. I don't know who else is involved, but I'm just thanking everybody making this race happen. And I hope it's a great show, and I hope that you all really get some joy out of it and really feel satisfied whenever you go back home.
Some closure.
Yeah. Once again, I want to thank my wife for helping me out here. Thank Todd Ward of TA Ward Construction, WRGG 93.7 FM, and thanks to everybody for tuning in, and all the comments and questions was amazing tonight. Thank you for supporting this event and this show. We wanted to do what we could do. We want to do our little part to try to promote this deal, so it's great things.
I greatly appreciate you doing that.
No problem. Anything you guys got the rest of the week, just like I said before, send it to me and we'll get it on the thing.
Right.
And thank you, Ed. Glad you enjoyed it. Rick's a great guy, and he got a lot of good friends, and they're really doing a good thing here for Don. And hopefully the military appreciation touches a lot of people. That's very cool for them to think about that. That's really cool, honoring our military and Don at the same time. That's pretty cool. So thank to him for his service too, because I mean,
Yes.
we wouldn't be nowhere. I try to give our veterans, if they got a veteran hat on, I try to give them all the respect in the world, because they mean a lot to me. So, but thanks everybody for tuning in. Beautiful weather tonight, not real hot or anything. Take your wife or girlfriend, or not at the same time, but take them out for ice cream, both of them. Look, she ain't even paying attention.
No.
I'm not
Thanks everyone for
listening.
tuning in. Hope to see you all next Tuesday.